So President Trump spoke at CPAC, the Conservative Political Action Conference or committee. I think it's conference. And listen, he's done this every year for so many years, and it's his favorite thing to do because it's a room full of people who love him, and he just gets to go up there and kind of rant and ramble. And, you know, it's a little bit of a loose setting because it's all people who agree with him there, so he doesn't feel as pressured to be on script, so he just goes off on tangents. And I want to show you a few parts here of his CPAC speech, but this one really caught my eye because I think he's clearly scared of one of the investigations into him. Take a look.
But they fight so hard on this witch hunt, this phony deal that they put together, this phony thing that now looks like it's dying, so they don't have anything with Russia. There's no collusion. So now they go and morph into, let's inspect every deal he's ever done. We're going to go into his finances. We're going to check his deals. We're going to check. These people are sick. I saw a little shifty Schiff yesterday. It's the first time. He went into a meeting, and he said, we're going to look into his finance. I said, where did that come from? He always talked about Russia. Collusion with Russia. The collusion delusion.
So what that tells me is, yeah, go ahead, look into the Russia thing if you want. Cool, dude. But, oh shit, you're going to look into my finances? Bro, chill. Don't look there. That's what I got from that clip. It seems like he's not really afraid of the Russia investigation because they're not their central claim of like treason or collusion or conspiracy or whatever. That's not going to come through, and that's what I've been telling you from the beginning, that's not going to happen. But the other thing I told you is the most extreme interpretation of what you think might happen on other issues of money laundering and tax evasion and tax fraud and all types of insurance fraud, things of that nature. The most extreme interpretation of what you think might happen on those other issues, that's probably correct. In fact, I've predicted on this show many times already, and I'll say it again right now. The day Donald Trump is no longer president, he'll be indicted on, multiple crimes, including, I think, money laundering, insurance fraud, tax evasion, things of that nature. Because there's just so much paperwork backing up this fact, so many articles going into detail about it. Not even a question, not even up in the air. I mean, I think that there's a good case for the emoluments clause to use that against Trump, which basically means that under the Constitution, the President of the United States cannot take money from foreign governments because then there's a conflict of interest and maybe it'll work to help them and not in the best interest of the American people. So I think there is a case on emoluments, but even with a case on emoluments, I honestly think there's no way you're going to impeach because so many Republicans are just going to be like, not going to impeach based on that. We don't give a fuck about that. It's an open question. Can you indict a sitting president? Most legal experts would say no. So then it is, okay, you have to impeach him. But they're not going to be able to impeach on any sort of treason, collusion type stuff. And in order to impeach, it needs to be a crime that was committed while in office. So it could be emoluments because he's taken money from Saudi Arabia and Israel and in return done favors for them and all that stuff. But I don't think they're going to actually go forward on the emoluments thing. That's too substantive, and it closes the door on all these other corrupt politicians. If they're making corrupt-ass deals, they don't want to get their spot blown either, so they're not going to go after him for it and set that precedent. So what that leaves is, okay, dude, the day you're no longer president, you're going to get indicted. And I think that's the case, and I think that Trump always drops these little hints as to like what he's comfortable with, what he's not comfortable with, and he's like, shit, they changed. I thought that you guys were looking into Russia. Now all of a sudden you change it to my financial deals? Man, you guys are sick. No, they're actually correct to do that. That's what the focus should have been all along. And you're going to be exposed as like a really shady, corrupt businessman. And fair game to go after you for that, dude. I'm totally for that. That's for damn sure. In the same way that Trump used to go after Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton for the Clinton Foundation, and man, is that corrupt, and what are you guys doing? Bill's getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to give speeches, and then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is approving giant weapons deals to the governments that just paid her husband. Like, that same kind of shit is the same kind of shit Trump is engaged in with shady-ass characters and money laundering in Panama and who the fuck is he connected to, what kind of crazy-ass governments or mafia characters or whatever. And it is kind of like watching a soap opera unfold, but you can sense here that Trump is scared of certain things and maybe not necessarily other things.